All right, Bad Girls Dormitory. Inmates at a woman's prison run by a corrupt warden and her gang of sadistic guards plan a breakout. That literally could be any women in prison movie that they just described. Um, and of course, that was written by Anonymous on IMDb. Directed by Tim Kincaid. If you're not familiar with Mr. Kincaid, he's also responsible for such atrocities as Breeders, Mutant Hunt, Robot Holocaust, and yes, he's a former porn director. And it shows. And the film stars mostly unknowns, mostly people
really
from other Kincaid movies. Uh, yeah, so this movie, it's very Grindhouse-esque. Now this is, which is funny because 1986 is kind of when that scene was kind of dying off.
Right.
And the VHS thing was taking over. And the way this film starts, it starts on 42nd Street. It's beautiful. I took a screen capture. I put it on my Facebook page because I thought it was beautiful. Just the look of the film. As soon as it comes on, I'm like, okay, is this the 80s? Was this movie made in the 70s and then released in the 80s? But once you see their hairstyles and their clothes, it's definitely 80s. It's Grindhouse to the core, man. It's that's what grabbed me initially. Just the very first scene with this girl she's, I guess, a runaway, and she's auditioning for a porn, and the cops come and do a bust, and she ends up getting arrested, and then another girl gets arrested during a drug deal, which is fucking hilarious. This girl's hair, one of the girls' hair is just fucking ridiculous.
I wrote that down.
All these
Her
girls.
boyfriend was El DeBarge.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight out of the Break-It movies. Yeah.
Yeah, Punk Girl, Eldebard, and then Lisa with her. So.
Right. The whole gang was there.
Only was full force.
And they get, and now this is a dormitory, right? So it's not a prison. There's no prison bars. It's not that kind of, Kincaid obviously had found this old apartment building and turned it into a dormitory.
It was also the end of the world, and where the Breeders went and had his
right, same place where Breeders was filmed. Which is funny on IMDb is that the film was shot in various New York City locations with no permits.
Really?
Shocking. And all the cast members did their own stunts. Shocking.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. Totally forgot. The film opens with something that just like boggled my mind.
Looney Tunes.
The girl that jumps, she commits suicide. She's on a ledge of the said dormitory. Now, she ties her sheets together. Does she tie it around her neck? No. She ties it around her fucking ankles.
She's going bungee jumping.
As I said, bed sheet bungee jumping. What the fuck is she doing? And she jumps off and she ends up cracking her head against the wall. But it was like, what the fuck was?
It was like Acme Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote shit. I was watching there.
Like, it was like an effect they couldn't, like an actual hanging they couldn't pull off or something. I don't know. So there's like, well, we'll just tie it around her ankles and whatever, and she'll bust her head when she lands.
Well, they had a hanging later on, so they kind of only did. I guess it was a quota for only one hanging per film.
Right. If you're gonna do, if she was just jumping to her death, why tie the sheet to your ankles?
That's what I thought. I saw that. Like, what?
Yeah, it was a what the fuck moment, and there's okay, I see where we're going here. I'm buckling in. Let's do this. And of course, then they cut to the 42nd Street thing, and I was like, yes. I just love old shots of 42nd Street.
I love the two movies that was showing in the theater: Bubblegum Girls and Teen Strippers. I mean, who doesn't want to see both of those films?
Personal favorites of mine, of course. Yeah, it's fitting because this is just pure grindhouse sleaze. This movie in an era, like I said, when this kind of thing was dying out. And of course, all the women now this movie and the next movie, we got to remember that these are supposed to be teenage girls. This is not a prison. These are juvenile delinquent type centers, and which is hilarious because when these women are all getting rounded up, they're showing them all what their offenses were, and they're getting arrested. The cops all look at them and go, "How old are you?" And, like shocked that they're so young, and I'm like, 30 at least.
There was one in it that looked like she was 40.
Oh my god, they all not one of them looked like a teenager. That rebel chick, maybe that was about the only one that I thought looked young.
The only thing that looked 15 was their breast. There's not one bit of silicone in this movie, and
that is very true. These are some real looking chicks. I'll give the movie that.
For better or worse.
That's what I go.
It's authentic in that regard.
Bad Girls Dormitory. It's like maybe MILF Dormitory. That that might have worked better.
Cougar Dormitory.
And we of course mentioned as far as like the tropes in these films. You know, there's always the butch chick, and the butch chick in this film.
4 years old.
Well, I go, is that Ron Jeremy's sister? Because she fucking looked like a female Ron Jeremy.
Oh my god.
The one with the Marilyn lookalike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and she was definitely 40, man.
That looked like Vincent Pastor as a woman.
Oh yeah, she was definitely mannish.
That was a big pussy indeed.
Yeah, and there's a lot of padding in this film, and we're not talking about.
Oh yeah,
we're not talking about boobs. Just scenes of nothing, you know, like the cafeteria scene and
the
oh my
dance
god.
scene.
It would never end.
Hurt me down.
The hose me down song. Oh, yeah. I noted that. Hose me down.
Talk about that dance scene. How ridiculous that scene was.
Yeah.
It was like 10 minutes long.
Oh my god.
It would never end.
And like the whole soundtrack was like, you know, the Casio player you buy at Target,
yes.
And you hit the demo button, and that's like the music. It's like.
Solid Gold was not in trouble watching this scene.
And the problem with the padding is the movie's an hour and 35 minutes long. It didn't need all the damn padding. It could have been an hour and 20 minutes, and it still would have been feature length.
Hour and 20.
Okay, it obviously could have been shorter, but I'm just saying if they really wanted, you know, if he was really trying to go for feature length type thing, hour and 20 would have been fine, and that would have cut out like 14, 15 minutes of the film, which was needed. Because that's the
it was mainly just people just looking at each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's. Speaking of which,
the hell out of looking at each other.
The girl who played Lisa, Jennifer Delora, she's also the one that fights the prison guard, which we'll get into that in a minute.
Right. Yes.
That's the chick with the 40-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
It was like freaking me the fuck out. It was just she'd just be staring with these big bugged eyes, and was like, for no reason. Let's just real close up of her face and have her look at everybody because she has these freaky eyes. And of course, she gets into the fight with the butch prison guard. Another trope. There's always a butch female prison guard in all these films too.
She looked like the member of a Human League. With all that makeup she had on her face. I wanted to see "Don't You Want Me" the music video. That was kind of
that was you know, there was so much in this movie that was like, okay, I wasn't you know, hating on it for not going with realism, because like, first of all, these girls wouldn't have had all the product for their hair.
Right.
They wouldn't have access to as much makeup as they do. It was like this was more like a summer camp in an apartment building than some sort of prison.
No, one girl gets a gun from her boyfriend
That-
during the
I know.
visiting
Right?
hour
It's like
scene.
great security.
Like, what?
The guy that looks like fucking Shabadoo from
Off the
fucking
barge.
gets a gun past security. That's great. Yeah, he just totally brings a gun in and hands it to her. What am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, to Lisa, yeah.
Oh, the guards were were busy fucking.
Yeah, all the guards are fucking the girls except for one. There's
Mustache.
one nice one that the lead chick hooks up with.
He's
You
a
know.
social worker, yeah.
Right. Okay, that's a good point that you just made. I could not tell all the male, like there was 3 male guys in this film that I could not fucking tell apart. There was the
Doctor.
yes, there was the doctor, there was the social worker guy, and then there was a guard.
The guard, yeah.
And they were all dark haired.
Right. The
Yeah.
mullet.
I kept getting confused. No, wait, who is this guy?
Is that the good one or the asshole?
Right.
I wondered the same thing.
So yeah, there was a good prison guard, male prison guard. There was the social worker that had the hots for the lead chick, and then there was the doctor who was raping all the chicks and
doping himself up.
yeah. Again, stuff we've seen in every woman in prison. And then there's the warden who's completely
Unintelligible.
mysteriously European.
I was trying to figure out her accent the entire time, and I'm just going, what is she talking? What is she saying?
Yeah.
Like, her English was so terrible. And her acting was even worse.
And she's okay looking, so I was thinking, okay, she's in the movie because she's gonna get naked later, and that's why
Right.
she got this part. But she never even gets naked, so I was like, must have been Kincaid's girlfriend.
Yeah, he must have had the hots. Yeah, because she was in another one. She was like she had less lines. The Necropolis, one where she's kind of a devil woman type deal.
That's the same chick.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
That's funny if it is. Yeah. As far as Kincaid's movies go, they're all bad. I don't know. I think I prefer Breeders to this one, just because you get the whole crappy aliens, crappy aliens raping chicks.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the rape stuff? Because every flashback these prisoners have involved rape.
Yep.
I was just like, one girl gets her father rapes her.
Which is the
other
same
one,
the lead chick in Reform School Girl has.
right, and then another one who gets raped by the doctor and by the guard, and then there's one that has sex with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend goes, "Hey, let's pass you around to the other guys."
Speaking of which, in all these films, there's always the virginal one,
Right,
and this one it was the redhead girl,
right.
and in Reform School Girl, it's the girl with the bunny rabbit.
Funny, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's in every movie. There's always the virginal one, and there's the
pregnant girl.
There's a pregnant girl, and the lead girl is always the one protecting the virginal one, and yeah, all the tropes are here. This offers you nothing as far as originality. The only thing this film offers is just hilarity at how bad it is. That's about all the enjoyment. So, which leads us to this fucking fight scene that has 2 parts.
Oh my god.
I go, this is what I wrote. This is what I wrote down. I go, obviously, Carpenter's inspiration for They Live.
It lasted just as long too.
I know it's a fight scene that just goes on, and they're hardly doing anything to each other.
The worst kung fu and judo I ever seen in my life.
There's this, and it's noted on IMDb, Jennifer Delora, the 40-yard stare chick, was thrown against the bunk bed for real by the actress playing the prison guard during the fight, and you see it too. She totally gets thrown right into it.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering too, because like her back of her pants are ripped.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if they shot that later or So it's like, why is she wearing those pants that are like ripped in the back so you can almost,
Mark, if you're looking for continuity,
yeah.
Well, that point, I was already like, whatever.
wrong movie.
But it was like at the beginning,
Yeah,
before the fight.
totally.
I'm like, that's a really weird,
Um,
outfit to wear. And I'm thinking it just ripped during the fight, and they filmed that at the beginning.
di-
So they just went, okay, ripped up, fucked up pants.
and so it's the top tough chick against the butch prison guard, right? She lets her hair down even, and she takes like the Cynthia Rothrock like karate stance.
I was cracking up.
She takes this karate says I'm okay. She's gonna bust out some kung fu shit, man, but nah. They just gotta throw each other around. At the most, there's a judo flip in there, and that was about it.
I like how the other girl tried to do like a flying kick, and she missed, like totally misses her mark right into the wall. And the girl, and she just like moved like 2 inches, like, okay, bye.
Okay, so that goes on for 5 minutes, and at the very end of it, they're like, "This isn't over."
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
like
This ain't over yet.
15 minutes later in the movie, we get part two, and it's just as bad.
Well,
But
I think it
hilarious.
was hair pulling in this one.
Yeah.
And then the black guard fights like the
Right.
barge at the end, which is like a much better fight, but still like pointless.
Right. It's
Yeah,
it's
'cause
at that point. Well, there were two things. One, I was like, man, Kincaid was. This is when he earned my respect. I was like, he's obviously trying to make something beyond his means. He was going for something epic here, but he just couldn't pull it off. So, but just the fact that he was trying earned my respect. Now, another thing in that scene, now the copy. I don't know where you guys were watching this film. It was on YouTube or.
Right.
Did you in the version you guys are watching, was the film sliding to where you could see the squares on the film strip?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
I was like, that's fucking great, man.
There was one scene with the warden, I think the main girl, they're talking, and I think she tells about the rape, because the guard rapes her in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and she just says she doesn't believe it.
The Wade Boggs looking guy.
Yeah, the porn stash guy. Yeah.
Wait, box.
Yeah, no hitter.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're talking. They're talking within that scene, and like this one shot, it looks pretty clear, and then the next shot is like the whole color's changed, the shot scale's different, this film has shifted to the left.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I was just like, wow, this is like really bad editing.
But I thought it was great.
Yeah,
because that's the stuff that Tarantino and Rodriguez were like trying to do.
I will say there's actually pretty decent gore in this movie.
Yes, I noted that as well. The very few scenes of gore, it looks fucking real.
Yeah.
The
Especially the one with the strangulation one.
yeah, it tears into her neck. The Wade Boggs prison guard gets shot in the shoulder, and you see the buckshot from the shotgun all over his face, and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
We get a groin kill also.
yeah. He just stands there.
You ain't going nowhere.
Dude, you sound nuts. Weak.
Oh my god.
That was so fucking funny, dude. He's just okay. So the doctor who's been raping the girls, he confronts these girls as they're trying to escape, and she's got the one chick's got a shotgun, and he's just like standing there like, what are you gonna do? And yeah, he shoots him right in the nuts.
I like the nurse when she sees the pregnant girl with the baby. She goes, "Just what we need, one more little Negro." And then she gets kicked in the face. I thought that was hilarious.
Now, and people know it, but that baby grew up to be Nick Cannon. Not really.
That explains a lot.
Sometimes I just like something
That would have been
that
perfect.
could be true. 30
That explains
years.
a lot.
Little known fact.
We need a sequel now.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much overall terrible. It's it's way too damn long.
It's the weirdest movie. It's 1 hour of fluff, and then the
Mhm.
last half hour they go, "Oh wait, we need character development. Let's just put it all in 1 half hour." It's just like,
And let's do this epic fight, even though, like, especially the Elder and the Black Guard, it's like they're not even that important characters, you know.
Right.
At least say the rapist doctor guy. He's you know,
Right.
he's the guy that should have got him, but he just gets shot in the dick at the end. But you know, the one, you know, the boyfriend is. He's bad, so I could see why he would be in the fight, but it's just like the Black Guard who just had fun dancing in the cafeteria scene and had sex with the girl, but you know, he wasn't that prominent throughout the rest of the movie, so you don't really know if he's good or bad. You know, it seemed like he was good because he wasn't really raping the girls. He was more loving the girls. You know,
right.
like the other guard that just said, "Okay, you guys can go." You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, he was the guy
Yeah.
that, you know, had sex with Rebel, and so he was okay.
It's been a while since I've seen Kincaid's other films. It's been a long. It's probably the '90s when I saw most of his other films as just you know, Russian roulette VHS purchases of
Yeah.
back in the day, just stumbling across his work. Usually because the covers for his VHS movies are usually pretty bitchin'.
Yeah,
They have to be.
Yeah.
yeah. Breeders is really a fine VHS cover.
Yes.
Big box and the
Yes.
creatures,
Surprise.
the big group boob girls. You know.
Now, what I don't remember is if all his other movies had tons of padding. I know Robot Holocaust had a lot of padding in it. That was on the first season of Mystery Science Theater,
Yeah.
Right.
the very very first season, before Frank Conniff
Yeah.
was on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Looking back, those films probably had a lot of padding in them too. But
Okay. I had to open the door for the dog.
did you put your victim back in the crawl space?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that girl that was hanging went.
It's a sliding door.